Morning to one and all present here. Today in web technology topic we are going to discuss about unit 3. In unit 3 we are going to let us share my screen. In unit 3 we are going to discuss about the topic servlet life cycle. Okay, myself Mr.V.Balamurugan, working as an assistant professor in CSE department. Okay, so life cycle of servlet. Let us discuss about life cycle of servlet. As we seen already, servlets are simple Java programs. Okay, servlets are simple Java programs that executes on a server. Okay, so that executes on a server. It is a popular server-side programming language. Okay, so servlet lifecycle begins with init method. Servlet lifecycle begins with init method. So init method is called only once. Okay, is called only once when servlet is initialized. The syntax for init method is public void init throws servlet exception. Okay, then initialization code. It is called only once. Next method is service method. Service method, it handles all the client requests. Okay, it is called only once. Okay, after servlet is initialized. Okay, all the requests are handled by this service method. This point is very important. All the requests are handled by service method. It has two important methods. One is do get and do post. We have seen the difference between get method and post method already. Okay, so the syntax is void do get, an object for request, an object for response, and it is throwing two exceptions, servlet exception and IO exception. Likewise, for do post, an object for request, an object for response. Okay. Then destroy method. Destroy method, the end of the life cycle. The end of the life cycle is mentioned by destroy method. It is also called only once. So all the resources tied up with by the servlets are cleaned in this destroy method. Okay, you have three methods: init, service, destroy. It is represented in the form of diagram. Okay, then we have an example. So import javax.servlet, import javax.servlet.http. These two packages are very important. X stands for extended version of Java. Then a class name, hello world is class name. It is X. It is the base class is HTTP servlet. Okay, then init method. In init method, we are declaring a variable that is hello world. Okay, then do get method. Do get method. In this method, the requests are handled. Two objects, one is request and response. Okay, you are setting the response in a form of HTML response. The response coming from the server, the response coming from the server is in a form of HTML. So we have given text slash HTML. Then print writer out equal to response dot get writer, which means that we are writing object. Sorry, we are writing an output with the help of print writer out object. Out dot println, we are printing the message that we read from the user. What's the message? The message is hello world. Okay, the message is hello world, which is displayed in a bold form. Then next one is same example. Then there are two types of servlet: generic servlet and HTTP servlet. So generic servlet is protocol independent. Generic servlet is protocol independent. It has methods like destroy, get servlet config, get servlet info. Whereas HTTP servlet is protocol dependent. Okay, it is dependent, as name suggests, it is dependent on HTTP protocol, and it has methods like do get, do post, do head, do trace. Okay, then these are the some of the methods of HTTP servlet. Then get and post. As we seen already, you get do get and do post method. The major drawback with get method is the data that you enter and submit will be displayed in the web browser's URL. So you don't use get method. So try to use post method for sending the user information. Okay. Then this is the difference between get method and post method. Okay. In get method, the request is bookmarked. Here the request cannot be bookmarked. It's more efficient. Post method is less efficient. Then get parameter. Get parameter is used to get the values from the form. Get parameter values is used to return the multiple values. Get parameter names is used to get all the parameter names. We'll see one example. So you see this side you have a HTML form. Okay, you're creating a text box, password button and submit button. Okay, the same code you're importing the packages. Then a class which extends HTTP servlet, then object for request and response, then response dot set content type. Okay, the response is in the form of HTML, so you're reading the HTML page, then you're sending the out response dot get writer. Okay, get writer method, with the help of get writer method you're writing the information to the web page. Then request dot get parameter, nm is nothing but this name field you are getting from the user. Okay, this name field you are getting from the user, and then with the out.println message you are printing the name to the user. So this is the example for get parameter values. Get parameter values, as I told already, get parameter values work for multiple inputs. Example, hobbies, you have multiple options, so that your this print statement will print the output to the user. You can select anyone. When values of 0 means playing cricket, values of 1 means watching movie, like this any one value will be printed. Okay, then session tracking. Session tracking you have 4 techniques: cookies, hidden form fields, URL rewriting, HTTP session. Cookies is nothing but a small piece of information, okay, that is transmitted between client and server. You have 2 types of cookies: persistent cookies and non-persistent cookies. It is valid for multiple session, and non-persistent cookies is valid for single session. Cookie can be created using an object called cookie object. Cookie CK is object name. New cookies, you need to mention the username and password. Then response dot add cookies of CK. You are adding the cookies. Cookies can be added with the syntax response. So cookies can be retrieved with the help of request. So cookies can be added with the response.add cookies, retrieved with response request.get cookies. Then cookie, you're creating a cookie named user. You're setting the maximum age to 0, which means that you're setting the cookie to 0 seconds, which means it will be deleted. Okay, the cookie will be deleted. The response of the cookie will be not added. So then, in simple example, we here you're adding the cookies. This line, in this line you're adding the cookies, so that you have mentioned response dot add cookies. We have created a cookie with the username, uname as a cookie name, and n as a password. Okay, then request dot get cookies. Request dot get cookies is used to retrieve the cookies already created. Okay, here cookie name is username, so username, you're retrieving the username from the user. Okay, after that the output will be displayed. Initially the name Ravi Malik, then go, and finally Ravi Malik will be cookie. Cookie is created, cookie is added here. Response dot add, this cookie is added here. The added cookie is retrieved in this example. Okay, these are the things about cookies. Then we'll directly go to this HTML database, sorry, Java JDBC. JDBC stands for Java database connectivity. You have 5 steps in connecting Java code to a database. One is register the driver. Second one is get connection, create statement, execute query, close connection. When you go for register the driver, you have to use the method called for name. Okay, so the syntax is class.forName, oracle.jdbc.odbc.oracle driver. You have different types of driver. If it is a MySQL, you have to use this URL. If your driver is Oracle, you have to use this URL. If your driver is DB2, you have to use this URL. You have to use appropriate URL according to your backend. Next, create the connection object. Connection is created using an inbuilt object called connection object. Connection CON, which is equal to, you are going to retrieve the connection from where? From driver manager. Okay, you are mentioning 2 types: username and password, and name of the driver. Name of the driver is JDBC Oracle. Then you are creating a statement object for executing queries. Statement STMP equal to connection.create statement. Then execute query method. Execute query method is used to execute your SQL queries. For that you are using result set. Result set equal to statement.execute query. This method is called to execute this particular query. Select star from employee. After this method retrieves all the values from the employee table and displays the output to the user. And finally, if all the works are over, you're closing the connection by calling the method called close. Okay. So thanks for watching. That's about servlets and JDBC. We'll discuss the remaining topics in the next session. Stay tuned. I'm stopping the sharing and I'm closing the session. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next session. Okay.